24K Sports. Make sure to subscribe. Hey guys, I'm Barry Goldstein with 24ksports.com. Golf with Goldstein. This is my friend Brian Jacobs. Drove all the way down from Rochester to be here today to help me fill some tips for you guys. Brian's a great teacher, lead instructor, Golf Channel Academy, and just a good guy. That's why I wanted him to come. And Brian and I are going to demonstrate some tips for you guys about how to hit little draws and little fades with your irons. The pin's back left, you want to draw it in. The pin's back right, you want to fade it in. So tune in, guys. Hey guys, Brian and I want to show you a couple of ways to help you fade it, draw it, work the ball into pins. It's great to be able to hit it dead straight. We know we all want to do that, but it's a little easier at times to let it leak a little right, let it draw a little left. So Brian, would you do me a favor? Sure. Brian's got a little noodle set up there. What he's going to show you guys is how he would set up. Let's start with a draw. Okay? Show us how you would set up to work this ball right to left. Just show us your setup.
I would set up the club face just a little bit right at the starting point. So we try to control the start point of our shots. And then also we try to control the curve. So one of the reasons I set up noodles or visuals for the students is so that they can see the start, they can see where it finishes, and then if it curves too much, we can learn more about face control. Or
you would like our students from this video to see that you're going to start the ball right of the noodle and let it draw back.
Yep, and let it
so Brian wants you guys to understand, he's going to aim his club face a little right of that noodle and try to draw the ball around it. Right. Show us your foot setup for this shot, Brian.
And in general, we know as teachers that whichever way your chest is pointed, your knees, your toes, your eyes, and the club face is generally the start point of the golf ball. So it would be really tough to draw a golf ball wide open. But so we'll have a tendency to close or maybe drop our right foot back or trail foot back a little bit.
Look what Brian just did, guys. He dropped his foot back from that orange rod, his alignment aid. He is now set up to start the ball right of target and work it back in. You want to hit one, Brian?
Sure.
Let me get out of your way.
And then all I'm thinking about here is just making sure that the face releases.
He's releasing that golf club, guys.
So we'll drop my foot back just a little bit.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Turned it over. Brian, let's show him how to set up for a fade.
Sure.
Okay, so fading the ball, guys, is letting the ball start out and fall to the right. A little softer landing shot than a draw.
Correct.
Brian, set up standard first. That's his standard setup to try to hit a straight shot onto a green. Now, show us how you would change that to fade it. Look what he just did, guys. That's perfect, Brian. Opened his stance. His body is now aimed left of the noodle. Brian, go ahead and set up to it.
Sure.
What is your thought for a fade, Brian?
Well, I'm going to feel a little bit steeper with the golf club at the top. It's not going to drop under as much as it would with the draw. And then I'm going to feel like the face really isn't going to close.
Trying almost to hold the face a little bit.
Hold it off a little bit. Not quite as much as a bunker shot, but trying to hold off and have the shaft of the club a little more vertical at the end.
Let's hit one. So Brian's going to try to start this left of the noodle now, correct?
Correct.
Beautiful shot, Brian. Look at how gently that's going to land. So if you notice, for the fade, Brian opened up his stance, aimed a little left of target, and he said that he tried to feel like he didn't let the club release as pronounced as when he was trying to draw. Correct?
Yes.
When he was set up to draw it, he actually closed his stance and was letting the club try to release. What would you say when we both give a lot of golf lessons. To me, I always like to teach someone to draw the ball and then work back and let them learn how to fade it, because most people slice when they start. Right. They never learn how to draw the ball. 9 out of 10 golfers leave the ball out to the right.
Right. Well, you hear it. You say, what's your ball flight like? And they'll say it's a power fade, so it's a slice.
It's a slice.
The way I learned was you either slice it or you hook it. So the progression of golf, the way I teach it is kind of like slice, hook, draw, good golf, draw, good golf, hook, draw, good golf.
Yep.
But we want all of our players to be able to hit it high, normal, low, and then also be able to move it around.
I love what you just said. Can we have one other thought? I just want to show you my grip. If I was trying to draw the ball, I would set up with my grip with both V's to the right shoulder, these V's that are on my hands. If I wanted to fade it, I might just weaken my grip a little bit so the club won't release as much. Brian, what do you think of that?
I like that as well.
Yeah, you know, because remember, your hands control the club face very much. And so I might teach my students to put the V toward their nose, that little upside down V, to fade it. And if they want to draw it, to put it more toward their right shoulder. That's just going to make the club release more. The weaker grip will let it stay open more.
Right, and we would have our players too, when we teach, go back and forth between hook and fade. So gamify it a little bit more. You get a lot of people that are on the range and they try to hit the same shot over and over and over. Well, fades become slices. So they have to hit draws so that their fades are better, and they have to hit fades so that their hooks are better.
I taught a PGA Tour winner right over there, Mike Stanley, and I remember asking him, he was a drawer of the ball. Most of the time he drew the ball, but he liked to hit a fade here and there. But I remember asking him what he felt when he faded it. He said he would open his stance and weaken his grip a little bit. And I said, for your normal swing, when you draw the ball, he goes, I just take my normal grip, which is a stronger grip, and my club releases every time. It's a little harder for him to work the ball with a fade. He would intentionally weaken his grip, aim his body a little left. Now this is a guy that won at the highest level, who's saying the same thing we're talking about right here.
And I had Carolina Player of the Year in 2010, and he was in the USAM that year, and whenever he wanted to hook it, he always felt a little stronger and that the toe was a little shut.
Interesting.
And then he'd swing a little bit more to the right, and that was just his little target. But you'd look at the face and it was perfectly square. He just
to him it felt that way.
Yeah, he just strengthened his grip up a little bit.
What would you say, Brian, if you're teaching a guy, and this happens to me all the time, every ball they hit fades off to the right. They can't help it, every ball slices. And you immediately, you strengthen their grip, and immediately they've got much more power. They might hit some pull draws. I would much rather teach a guy how to fix his pull draw than a weak little, nothing to it, slice it's off to the right.
And we get that a lot. And, and so there's a process, that you want them to get the face to square, or closed. So if they hit a pull hook or a pull draw, I'll cheer all day for that.
Same thing.
All day for that, because we now know that their hands are becoming more educated.
For sure.
If we can just change their body line and their thought process and their path just a little bit.
This is all good stuff that Brian's sharing with you guys. I think we just gave you some good ideas for little draws and little fades. I know this will help you guys. So guys, remember, tune in, find us on social media, subscribe to us, 24ksports.com on YouTube. I want to thank Brian, and
my pleasure.
Catch you next time, guys.